Hey, hey, are you guys coming along? What are you guys waiting for? Come on, we gotta go check this stuff out. So yeah, I decided, why not? Let's get out of here. Man, it's actually turning out to be a really pretty day. Heading right down the path here. I kind of got on my way, wanted to get out of the way of some of the public eye as I started getting on this. But let's get going, shall we? Come on. Whew, man, I'm telling you what. No, it is actually a pretty day. Still a little warm. The humidity is still a little bit up. But I gotta be honest, I had a pretty decent night's sleep last night. So I thought, my feet still a little bit hurt, but a little bit sore. But man, I've been wanting to do this, and I don't got the time off right now. So put aside some of the little bit of pain and get on out here. Full disclosure, I think I may have discussed this earlier. Looking at the way this trip was going to turn out, I was going to do a figure 8. So it meant I was going to come back and bypass the car anyway. So knowing that it was going to be 90 plus, yesterday I decided I'd do the first, I think it's 12 miles, we'll say, of that loop with a lighter pack. I took my bug out bag, actually, had water and lunch and a book, basically, and took it out and decided I'd slack pack it, if you will, and then come back to the car. I got all my stuff and walked, basically backtracked to all the way to the beach site, and I spent the night there. As I had mentioned in the previous video, the beach needed a little bit of work, but I was able to find a little bit of spot. It's going to take more than just me to be able to get in there and fix that. We'll get there though. So then, I slept great. So we had a thunderstorm come in, as one of the parts I didn't let you guys know about. We're sitting there on the beach looking out over the lake, and I thought, it's so weird because I always see this and it always blows my mind, but I thought I was watching the clouds move in from behind me. And while sitting there just looking out over the lake and watching everything, and all of a sudden I just see the sheet of rain just start progressing closer and closer to me. And I was reading a little bit at the time too, so I said, maybe I ought to get inside. So I picked up my chair that I have and grabbed my water and kind of threw everything inside, or anything that was out of the tent. I just kind of pitched inside the tent. So here we go. So ended up having to stay in the tent for at least 2 hours because it rained, and it rained steadily hard. So it was actually a good test. I've been wanting to know how that rain fly worked on that River Country Products backpacking tent. And oddly enough, I was pleasantly surprised as far as the rain fly went. It blocked the rain. We were in a pretty good downpour. It blocked that rain off. Did fine. Kept me dry. The one thing though that I have a problem with my tent, and I don't know, I can only say River, this is the River Country Products tent. I didn't spend a lot of money. It is a cheaper tent. So for this to be the flaw, I gotta be honest, it's fine. I'm gonna stop real quick because I see. I don't know if you see it, the dead center of that trail, there's a deer looking at me. I'm gonna try to walk closer up and see. Yep, white tail up, and there he goes. like downwind too. But there we go. Hoping to see more of that. So, anyways, just pause and kind of look at the trail here. I'm on trail. A lot of this is like a utility vehicle out where they can go through here. I'm not 100% of what all they would utilize this for. Now the sign back there said this is actual hiking trail, so that sign meant we're not even really by the horse trail yet. The horse trail is actually on the other side of this. So that's what we're kind of looking at. Like I said, this is a totally different. We get on this side. I've been up here once and realized everything is totally different on this side. So let's get you flipped back around here. So yeah. Anyways, my backpacking tent. It wasn't until I started laying down that I realized that there are. Well, I did see one corner of the tent. There's a pinhole in it. Just I could see light through it. It looks like maybe right there in the corner they probably need to reinforce some kind of waterproofing system there, a seam or whatever. It looked pretty well put together there, but there was just a pinhole there. And I've only used this a couple times. Could it be for my use? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying that that's what was there. But I didn't have any issue out of that one. In the other corner though, I didn't have an issue, but there must be a hole somewhere in there too, where there's a piece that is allowing for some water to come through on that corner. We had to have substantial rain, so the fact that all I saw was a little bit of a trickle wasn't anything to be totally concerned about, because it's not like it flooded, you know, the whole floor of my tent, but it was something to take note on. Now, I'm not going to gripe too loudly. Probably what I'll do is I'll go home and I'll put that tent up and I'll look at all the corners and begin the process of spraying and maybe reinforcing some of those areas. And we just actually restocked on Camp Dry, so I got to spray, and we'll go start hitting that tent up pretty good. Other than that, it fared well in the thunderstorm, so that's cool. And I enjoyed it. I was comfortable. All right. So it is a little bit warm. This is open. I mean, this is really open right here. So it's so weird. But yeah, I think you'll notice as we get through here some of the drastic changes. Just how different it feels on this side of the lake than it did over there. They're both awesome. I mean, they're both great. This is just a major dynamic change, and but I like both areas. So you'll be hopefully you'll enjoy this with me. All right. We are on the horse trail now. Now, difference between backpacking trail and horse trail, this. I don't care how dry it is, this. For some reason, and I don't understand it, but there is always every so often, there's always, excuse me, a spot like this. Love my horses to death, love some of the horse people, but Lake can sure trash a trail. There's no doubt. Looks like I got a mountain biker that's running through this too. But yep, you will find more puddles, more holes on a horse trail than you will anywhere else. I'm gonna have to navigate this one, so I'm gonna put you guys away. Actually, the last time I came here, I think this was where I stopped and had lunch. Actually, stop and take a break. And the sad thing is, I flipped on the camera and totally forgot to look at the time. When all this stuff is dead, you can actually see through. There's actually, you can actually have a pretty good view of the lake over here. Like I said, one of the, I don't remember exactly what the video was called. I have to look at it again. But I took a lunch break here and made up a warm lunch because it was in the winter. And I think I had better shots of the overlook. A lot of times you get a lot better pictures when there's no leaves on the trees. I think I'm gonna take a quick water break here. And then we'll get back on. Whoa. So here is there's a split in the trail now. The last time I came through here, I took the split to go to the Moonlight Vista trail. This time my goal was to do the Solidago trail, which the sign up there will tell you that the Solidago trail is 19 miles. Now, assessing back there, my feet and everything, it'll be a push. I mean, I probably did 2-3 miles now. So, I mean, if you kind of get you an idea. I had planned on doing the whole thing in one day, obviously, but it'll be a push to do 19 miles even on flat ground. Especially if I have to avoid as many horse potholes as I did back there. You know, I actually ran into 4 riders that were they're riding, and I think I can go this way. And the riders were, one of them obviously was a novice. I don't care what you say, but you know, he wasn't able to handle his horse getting around me on a trail. That's pretty bad. But I must say that I have not been very kind in my thoughts for these horse people, given a couple of reasons. One, hey, I used to work with horses. I used to do my you know, I worked several years with horses, and trail maintenance and everything else. So it wouldn't be the first time I had unkind thoughts and words for the horses and for the people who ride them, because they are really the reason the horses do what they do. So my shoes and boots, if I can get a good shot of them. Right there, buddy. Packing on an extra ½ pound of mud is not cool on each boot. So I'm gonna look at this trail, see about going down the side here instead of being on top, and see what it looks like. There's times I just gotta stop. Look in the woods and just think, man, back in the day when all the honeysuckle was out of here and all this woods was cleared. All you see is the trees. Oh man, must have been a sight. Must have been awesome. I'm sure mosquitoes wouldn't have been as bad either. Oh, yep. There's a shack there, a horse blob. It's not what I've been dealing with this whole trip. So, I do a lot of thinking, a lot of trying to figure out what's going on. And when I get down to for lunch, I'll let you know what some decisions I've been making. Cause I'm not really headed as fast as I'd like to, but we'll get there. Well, hey guys. I got a little bit of lunch in me. Beef jerky, Cliff Bar, and applesauce. All well-rounded lunch there. About all I feel like eating. So I was sitting here thinking. I had some many thoughts going around. And I'll kind of share with you the trail that I just came off of. And jokingly said stuff about this horse trail. And one of the things I kind of thought when I started was like, oh, it's going to be all flat. We'll be all right. I totally forgot that. Forgot what horse trails were really like. So, flat, yes. All right, no. We had all that rain last night, so it made it extra muddier, even though there's this spots, call them the horse pit bowls, whatever you want to call them, but there's just spots where they're just trampled to death, and they're just always wet. And here, like many other trails, horse trails I've actually been on, they consume the whole trail. So you're sinking and you're doing all that. Well, one of the things here that I noticed is you get into some flat areas, open areas, and you're thinking, oh, well, I can walk on the grass. No, horses have already taken care of that too. When they walk on the grass, they leave indents, and so what it is you're walking on uneven ground, kind of like covered, we'll say 3-4 inch round rock on the ground, and that's what you're dealing with. You're constantly rolling your ankles. You're constantly, rolling back and forth, and your legs are in strain and everything else. Now, I was looking at the map and looking at where I am and how much further I had to go, and it's just it's not going to be possible. Not in my stamina, not the way my feet are, not the shape that I'm in. So, oh, not to mention the mud. The mud cakes under your boots, and I'd say be about a pound heavier than they normally are. So what I'm gonna do, what I've decided to do is, hold on. So the decision I have come up to is, I know where I'm at this boat ramp right now, and I paused this video actually because a couple asked me if I knew about where that trail went and how it went, and I decided to explain to them because they're looking for a good place for the dogs to play. So I've come to the decision. My partner and I have parked here and gone back into an area and camped out once before, and so it's only about, I want to say it's about 3/4 of a mile up the trail. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk up to that after I get done cooling off and relaxing. And I think I'm just going to set up camp there and just decide to, especially since I know it, I'm comfortable there, and decide that come back in the morning and just we'll deal with the other parts of this trail later. Like I said, right now my legs are off, everything's kind of square, screwy, so I want to make sure I'm safe. I still make my living using my legs, so I gotta make sure I can still use them. Yeah, this camp, I've actually kayaked up to it as well. We used to put kayaks in and kayaked up to it as well. I know where it is, and so I think that's probably where the safest bet, just to go ahead and do that. That's where I'm going to be. I'm relaxing, so until we get up to the beach, we'll talk, okay? Sounds good. All right. I had to get up. That how much pain my legs were in just trying to get up. That told me a lot. So the judgment call that I am making is a good one, I think. So we'll get up here. We'll be back on the horse trail for sure, but we'll get up here and get that little spot I was talking about. Hey, there was a picnic table up here. Oh crap! We should have known that. Oh, I've been up there, maybe. Oh, it's nasty. But better than goose poop, I guess. But so I'm gonna get on up there and do that, and then we'll talk. Looks like more of the same on the ground. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better. Let's see. Awful. Right. There we go. That's how it works. Sun's to my back, so. Okay. We'll get up and talk more. All right. Well, I don't even know what to say. But unless there's a way around this, which I'm not really sure about yet, I think I did find an actual end to my trek. Look at that. What I need to be on is right there. Now, it splits off here, but I gotta check the map and see what we're doing. Cause I hope for a straight shot. I don't know, we'll see. See it behind me? Yep. So, what are we going to do next, you say? Good question. Well, since it's behind me, guess what I had to do? Turn around. So, you know, there are times you just never think to check for trail conditions, and this is one of them. Why is it closed? I don't know. It could be anything. I'm gonna be honest, my hands are tired. Arms are tired, and I'm back to being backlit again. Backlit coming up. How did that work? Anyway, so I'm heading back. Now, where am I going? I don't know yet. Am I going all the way to the car? Don't know yet. If I do that, I'm staying out tonight. Still given. I don't know. I gotta figure out where I will stay if I go all the way back. Cause you know I got a perfectly good backpack meal and a perfectly good free night. And I need to be perfectly off my feet. So I'd love to camp near water, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen. These are all thoughts of a rambling hiker who just found out the trail was closed. So, with that being said, allow me to live with my thoughts for a minute, and I'll be back. Take care. So I finally made it back to that Moonlight Vista or whatever it is, where I took a break early this morning. You know, I said I'll just take it easy because I know I got to return all the way back pretty much. And then I said, oh, well, I'm right here. I need to make it I should at least make it to the spot and then take a break. So I did not take it easy on myself, feeling it. So it'll take a little bit longer of a break, probably, just to get myself situated. Probably, let's see, probably an hour. Probably an hour. Since I left where I had lunch. And so I walked all the way back here, back to the Vista, and now I'm just gonna take a break. At least 15 minutes drinking water. Losing a lot here, so yeah. Heat sucks sometimes, but it's not my biggest thing. Okay, so while I'm in this state, I'll say it like this: while I'm in this state, that way everybody can discount me as being crazy. A little history on me. Before I can make this PSA, I want you guys to know where I come from. I spent several years working in the horsing industry. Did everything from stall boy, mucking stalls, to re-breaking, which is what we call it, which is really working horses that hadn't been ridden in like 2 years or more. And a general overall equine stable manager. Did it all, really. And so that's my background in horses. So I've got a good familiarity with them. And I only say this just kind of in some of the things I was dealing with people riding along the trail, which is, it's a possibility on the horse trail. Totally cool. No, along with that, I've also done trail maintenance work as well. Hiking trail, horse trails, all that stuff. Done, so I've got extensive knowledge on how to manage a trail. What to do, what are some options. And so, because I've been kind of utilizing a good portion of this video as a kind of a, hey, Caesar's Creek, let's open up, let's talk kind of video. Caesar's Creek, I gotta I gotta help you out here as well. Just a suggestion. Well, let me rephrase. This is a twofold suggestion. It's not just for Caesar's Creek. This is also for those who ride horses on your trails. Okay? So, first off, those who ride horses on your trails, it is okay if the horse's hooves get muddy. You don't have to create a wide berth around a mud puddle. The problem is some of those things that I showed you creates an issue. It's called complete trail muck pond. Okay? And what happens in that situation is a person's foot can get sucked in to a very soft, mushy hoof print that's all muddy and yucky and can get stuck. If you don't believe me, I wish I would have turned on the phone a couple times and showed you. It happened to me at least 3 times while I was on the trail. Now, with that being said, there are ways to manage that as well. I often joked because there are little game trails, or there are places that look like a trail that I've seen where trail maintenance people will go in, hammer up a 2x6 or something. It was just up the way here. There's a 2x6 hammered up to signify you can't go down that trail, which I think is funny and needed. Right? You sit there and you go, well, that just sounds moronic, shouldn't that? No, that's needed because a horse person will go down that trail, because why not, right? On the same token, there are ways to manage from these mucky horse-hooved ponds in the middle of your trail from getting too wide. With the same method, just, putting guardrails along the sides and, making them so that maybe, just maybe, a backpacker could get through too without completely destroying himself. Right now, the biggest bulk of my fatigue is having to fight with that. Which, like I said, is twofold. It's poor trail management and it's poor trail etiquette. So think about that for a few. Let that sink in. I know at backpackers, me and just some of the community of the people that I've met and have been around, I know that one of the things we try to strive ourselves on is trail etiquette and how we manage ourselves on the trail. Given, we have the, we kind of leave this slogan of leaving a trace when we're at a campsite. That kind of goes alongside with how we manage our activities on the trail as well. So that's why I can speak to trail etiquette from a backpacker standpoint. With that, I'm going to continue to rest, drink a lot more water. I think I'm going to drink this bottle full before I leave, and try to get myself back on track because my head was getting a little wonky, and those are telltale signs when that happens. And so we'll get ourselves back on track and on the way. Probably next time I check in will be where I decide I'm going to camp. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I told you before, man, if I could, I'd camp right here. I like this spot for some reason, but the before mentioned group people, I'm pretty sure would not appreciate that. So we will probably continue our PSA, and I will kind of go about proving a point, which may fall through. We'll see. Which means probably go to one of the group campsites or something of that nature. Either way, we're camping out, so just be known. Okay. Oh, and my shoulders hurt. Bye. Well, hey guys, good evening. So, wow. I walked all the way back to the car where I left it. So I'm actually kind of guesstimating that I probably walked like 13 miles altogether today. 13, 14, somewhere around there. So, and then I did something like I said I was going to do. I was going to kind of go ahead and camp at one of the group campsites that I said would be, I said I'd try to make one available. So here I am, kind of checked out. It's almost about 10:30 now in the evening. And, I went over to the place that concerns me the most and did it just to see what would happen. Like I said, what happens usually, get over in this area, if you're by yourself, people start taking notice, and it's the wrong kind of people. And sure enough, I saw that a couple times, but everything goes okay. At one point, after I'd set up, there was actually a family that came up and kind of hung around the area, which I didn't mind at all because, hey, that kind of detracts any other attention. So, but then, so I've been sitting here relaxing, enjoying the evening, and probably what I'll do in the morning, I'll get up, and I'll make some breakfast and kind of wrap up. And maybe even do a little wrap-up video, see what happens, and kind of go from there. And we'll see just what happens. Right now I feel pretty comfortable. Everything seems nice. The stars are out. I actually left the rain fly open so that I could look up at the stars, so that's been kind of nice. And I'm just sitting here reading my book and doing things, so yeah. Looking forward to resting because my legs and feet are hurting me pretty bad after all that, and gave me some things I needed to adjust. Still working on feet stuff, and how I can have a better hike for my, with my feet not hurting me as bad. So we'll see what I can come up with after that. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna get off here and close my eyes for a while. Good night. Oh, well, good morning, guys. How's it going? Oh, tell you what, I slept pretty stinking good last night. I'm pretty happy with at least how my sleep has been out in the woods lately. My feet hurt like crazy. Oh, it might take me a couple days to recover those. Soft feet or soft shoes for the next couple of days. I don't know. But I'll be limping for a while. I'm getting ready to get water on for it's like breakfast skillet. These, by the way, totally they totally know what they're doing. No doubt. I didn't get. I do have a couple biscuits and gravies at home. The bomb. They are delicious. They're pretty sticking close to homemade. I do have some of those at home, but I decided to stick with these this time around. But yeah, they are really good. There's a lot in this one, a lot more than I normally have in a breakfast. So I'm gonna put some water on this and let it start doing its thing. Y'all use these meals, you know what that means. Gotta wait about 5 minutes or so. And in the meantime, I'll put more water on and some coffee. Coffee is always needed. And then sit back, relax, have breakfast, and just kind of take my time cleaning it up and get on out the door. Cool as I thought. In the meantime, guys, I will probably do a brief recap and kind of show you on the map what is going on and what I did, and then kind of go from there. I also want to do, and I'll probably do some more once I figure out my way around the closed trail part of it. we'll do some more exploring of Caesars Creek Trail System. The horse trails are definitely something to consider here, and I'll kind of have my review on that later. Oh, that! Wow! Did you see that mosquito hit that? Oh, that's funny. I'll have my review on that kind of later when I can talk, and then we'll go from there. All right. So, guys, I'm gonna have some breakfast. Pour some of this in here. It's too cold here. Get that breakfast cooking. Oh, that's